I just finished reading The McMurdo Triangle by Bradley Lejeune. This is the sequel to The McMurdo Rift. This is indie, sci-fi, space opera, action-adventure, thriller, all the good stuff. I really enjoyed the first book because it had a really intriguing premise, and I liked the cast of characters and everything. This one was a wonderful step up because the overall story that's being told is sort of deepened and made more complicated, and there's a lot of twists and turns, but we also get a lot of really great character stuff in this one. Focuses on like the character arcs that we're going to see, and I really enjoyed this one. I'm really excited to read the third book. The fourth book came out recently, and I do have that as well. I was able to get that recently, and there is a fifth and final book that's sort of on the way, but it's still being written right now. So you have lots of time to get caught up on the series before book 5 comes out, but it's a really tightly crafted story, which I really appreciate. There's a tendency sometimes with sci-fi universes, especially space opera, to kind of go too big and huge too fast and make the world kind of too enormous, to the point where you're spending so much time on world building and info dumps and not as much time on the characters. One thing that really does that well is like The Expanse does that really well. There's a lot of world building, but we follow the characters first and learn about the world through them as they go. One thing I really like about this one is that it's got a really good ensemble cast of characters, and we're always focused on their story, and it's almost like there's lots of stuff that we could learn about the world, but we don't, because it's not relevant to kind of the immediate action of the story. And that's something that I really appreciate, because it doesn't feel sort of just like an excuse to throw world building at the reader. It really is telling a good, well-crafted story with great characters, and the world that they inhabit is sort of big and complicated enough that you can imagine sort of a world outside of the story, but you don't feel pressure to sort of learn everything there is to know. You just want to know, how is this story going to play out? And I'm really excited to continue the series.